Hey, Vacation Bible Camp volunteer leaders, thank you so much for saying yes to Vacation Bible Camp Beach Bash 2023. My name is Jason Gann. I serve as the pastor of kids and families across all of our locations. It's a privilege to serve in that role, to support you as an incredible instrument of the love of Jesus for our children and families. And what you're doing is so important. You're changing lives. You might think that you're just going to be doing creative crafts and fun games and great motions to praise songs. You are changing lives. I'm living testimony to that. I was 5 years old. I was on a playground, and earlier that day, another little boy had learned in Vacation Bible Camp at First United Methodist Church, Jasper, Florida, that God's house has many rooms and room for all. And he was charged to go out and invite friends. So at 5 years old, he became an evangelist, a witness to my life on a playground, and invited me to Vacation Bible Camp. And his mom and my mom became friends, and my family found a church. We were nominally religious people. My father had grown up Catholic, hadn't practiced in years. My mother had grown up Baptist, hadn't practiced in years. And they found life and love of Jesus along with me and my sister at First United Methodist Church, Jasper, Florida, because someone just like you said, yes, I'm going to serve, and yes, I'm going to love kids, and yes, I'm going to be a representation of Jesus to them. And so this is literally going to change lives. You're going to know and hear of stories 20 years from now. And I'm just so grateful. I'm going to be praying for you by name. I just know the kids are going to have a blast, but most importantly, you're going to love them. You're going to care for them. You're going to protect them. You're going to guide them. You're going to nurture them. And you're going to share the joy that is found in your faith as you do that, as you live into this faith essential of serving. So just know that I'm praying for you. I'm a champion for you. I'm going to float through all the locations and say hi to you and say thank you to you, and just pray that God gives you the energy that you will need to serve with our amazing staff team. These are the best staff in the world when it comes to kids and family ministry. I absolutely believe that. And so thank you for saying yes. Thank you for serving. And now let's get ready for what will be an amazing week that I hope fills your soul as much as it fills ours. Welcome again.
Hello, Vacation Bible Camp volunteers. My name is Mr. Nick, and I am thankful for you. First, I'm thankful that you're going to be a part of VBC in just a few weeks. You're going to give time to the kids, giving time to make this camp happen. And I'm also thankful that you are here right now watching this video training, because I believe watching this training will make your time at VBC better. It'll make our kids' time at VBC better, and that just makes Vacation Bible Camp better. So I am so grateful for you for taking the time. So here's what we're going to do. I'm just going to give you a quick overview of VBC, kind of just like a 10,000 foot look at it, give you some details and some things I think, 7 things actually, that I think will make VBC great for you. So let's jump right in, because then after I'm done, there are a few breakouts that you can click on and watch depending on where you are serving. So first, I want to tell you that our theme is the Beach Bash. In case you can't tell by what I'm wearing, what's behind me, any of the emails, anything that's been out there, our theme is Beach Bash. Everyone's invited. So I think it's going to be a super fun theme, a lot of great decorating ideas, a lot of great things coming up when it comes to the Beach Bash. So I just want to give you a quick run through what the curriculum, what our faith stories, our Bible stories are looking like for that week. So we begin with the idea of everyone's invited. We want the kids to come in knowing that they are invited to follow Jesus, that Jesus is inviting them to follow him. And they'll learn that they are always invited, even when they mess up. Because on day 2, they learn the story about Peter messing up and how Jesus forgave Peter. And Peter was still invited to follow Jesus, even though he messed up. Then we will move on to day 3, where they will learn about the woman at the well. Now, if you know anything about the story of the woman of the well, she came to the well all alone around noon and to get water. And it appears she was kind of a lonely person, didn't have many friends, because most people in that time would go early in the morning with friends to collect water when it wasn't very hot. But she went by herself, but when she got there, there was Jesus, and Jesus reminded her that she wasn't alone and that she was invited to follow Jesus. So we want the kids to remember that too. Which will then move us to the story of Zacchaeus. You know Zacchaeus, the wee little man, climbed up on a tree. Well, we'll learn that Zacchaeus found Jesus. And Zacchaeus was kind of a guy that he was a tax collector, so he cheated a lot of people of their money and stolen, and he received God's forgiveness when he met Jesus. And then after he did that, he went out and invited others to follow Jesus. He gave his money back. He righted all the wrongs. And so the kids will begin VBC knowing that they are invited to follow Jesus, and then they'll leave VBC being asked to go out and invite others to follow Jesus. So we think that's a really cool theme and really timely for the kids to know that they're invited no matter what, and to go out and invite others to be a part of following Jesus. So it's going to be a lot of fun, and we really want the kids to leave with those bottom lines, to know that they are invited to follow Jesus, that they're invited even when they mess up. They're invited so they're never alone, and they will invite others. So we currently have about 885 kids signed up for VBC, which is amazing, and one of the biggest numbers we've had in a while. What is even cooler, though, is that we have over 250 volunteers being a part of VBC, making it happen. So we are super excited about that. Our mission project for the week is, the international focus is Malawi. We are going to be collecting money to purchase books, educational supplies for Malawi. And if you've been a part of VBC in years past, you know we've been helping Malawi, we've sponsored Malawi with getting wells, with farming, and with electricity. And so this is just the next step in helping that community and show them the love of Christ. We'll also be doing a local project, which is collecting 24 packs of crayons, Crayola crayons, for our partner schools, along with Play-Doh. And those will be going to our partner schools then. You'll get more information about that. One cool thing this year is this handy dandy thing I put around my neck. It is their name tag holder. So you'll get their name tag, you get to write their name on it and insert it in here. And the kids will be invited to take this home each night and put some money in it for the offering to bring back the next day. Now, the question of the day is what happens when they forget it. Don't worry. We will have stickers, temporary stickers that they can wear that day that they'll slap on that you can put their name on. So you don't have to worry about that. Also, in the mission station, kids will be getting to make pencil pouches out of Ziploc bags, bookmarks for our partner schools. So really, really cool type of thing. Finally, I would like us all to think about 7 things that I believe can make our VBC Beach Bash awesome. So I just want to run through these with you together. Number 1 is safety first. I am convinced now more than ever that it is extremely important that VBC is as safe as we can possibly make it. And I think there are a few different types of safety that we're thinking about here at the church. First, talking about physical safety. We don't want kids running around with scissors. We want to keep them safe. So if you see something that's not safe and you're worried about a kid getting hurt, by all means, please step in and say, hey, that's probably not the best way. Someone could get hurt doing that. There's also emotional safety. We don't want bullying. We don't want unkind words being said. We want respect being shown to everyone, right? And so as leaders, if you hear unkind words or people not being as respectful, that it's our duty to step in, right? And then finally, there's spiritual safety. We want kids to be here and feel like it's a safe place where they can ask their questions about faith, about the stories, and we're here to listen and care for them. And even if we don't know all the answers, we're here to affirm their questions and talk to them. So safety first, right? So a couple other ways that you can follow this and make the Beach Bash great is always follow the 2-leader rule. Never be alone with a kid. We all know that if there's an emergency like in the bathroom, a kid needs help in the bathroom, we need to grab a second leader to go in there. We can't just sit in a room with a kid who's feeling sad or nervous. We need to have two leaders always present, all right? Also, never use the same bathrooms as campers. I kind of just hinted at that, but we don't want to be going into the bathroom with the campers unless there's an emergency and then you need a second person. But if there are family restrooms around, those are the ones that we as leaders can be using. Always practice appropriate touch depending on what age you're at. But we want, in general, we're not having kids sit on our laps, not giving them piggyback rides, not coming up trying to ask for hugs. You know, fist bumps are always great. And we just want to be really conscious about that. Please pay attention to how campers are treating each other. Big word is respect. We want people to be respectful of each other. And if kids keep kids safe, if something looks questionable, please step in as leaders to make sure people are staying safe. And then finally, for safety first, we want you to complete your paperwork. There's paperwork going out, background checks, safe gatherings. Please get those done. If you complete the safe gatherings, it's good for 4 years. You don't have to do it again until like 2027, right? So how about that? All right, number 2, for 7 ways to make your beach bash awesome. Arrive early. Camp begins at 9, but if you're working in a room, in a small group, please plan to be here by 8:35, 8:40. On Monday, 8:30 at the latest. Just being here early helps get things going. Station leaders, if you're a station leader, you don't have to get here till 9 because you don't start till about 10. So aren't you lucky? All right, so get here early. Communicate. There are other people that you're going to be working with for the most part, and you're going to get those names and contact info from us here very shortly, and please reach out to them. Communicate, see what they like to do, see if there's a time that you can meet, figure out if you're having a spot where you need to decorate, who's going to be decorating, who can we meet up for an hour and just talk through everything. Maybe meet at the end of each day just to see how things went. So communicate with your team. Number 4 is prepare. Don't wait till 8:55 Monday morning to look over what you're supposed to be doing that first week of VBC. Do 8:50. No, I'm kidding. The day before, please be looking things over. You're going to have access to a lot of this curriculum, a lot of the station stuff now, so please go ahead and check it out as soon as you can. Just get a glance at it, and then maybe you look at Tuesday stuff Monday night and Wednesday stuff Tuesday night, and so on and so forth. When working with kids, establish guidelines. Let them know what's acceptable and not acceptable when they're in your area. So maybe they have to raise their hand before they talk. Maybe they aren't running. Maybe they can't sit on the tables, all that type of stuff. So establish those guidelines, and don't make a lot of them, just make a few, and really keep it positive. And you're gonna get a little bit more of this in the little segment with Marna Trevance from our Matthews Ministry. You can watch some more of those details as well. Connect. We want camp to be really relational. And by the way, this is number 6. All right, we want you to connect with the kids, get to know them, and do that when there's, an off times. When you're not teaching, hang out with them, get to know their name, get to know what they're like, what their likes and dislikes are, how their summer is going. Because they're probably not going to remember what you taught them, in 10 years, but they are going to remember you. All right, I can remember some of my leaders from when I was a kid and how great they were, but I don't really remember what they taught. But I just know they cared about me and were showing up. So the content's important, but you building relationships is also important. And then number 7, pray. Please pray for camp. Would you join us in praying for camp, praying for the kids that you're going to be hanging out with, praying for the other leaders, praying that it'll just be a great week where everyone feels safe, where everyone feels that they're invited and part of following Jesus. All right, just a few more things about general VBC Vacation Bible Camp info. Number 1 is camp. I just want to make sure everyone knows this. Camp is July 17th through the 20th from 9 to 11:30 in the morning. And there's nothing Friday morning. But there's our VBC party on Friday night, July 21st, making sure I got the dates right, 6:30 to 8:30, and that's when we do the shaving cream party. That's a family-friendly thing. There's not a whole lot of volunteer opportunities. There's a few, but you're invited to join and be a part of that party. But Monday through Thursday is the big camp day. Next is, I want you to know, Sunday, July 16th. That is the time you can pick up your your VBC shirt, which I'm wearing right now. It's purple, so it's very cool. You can grab that. This is also time to meet with your other co-leaders in your different groups and rooms and stations. If you have a room that you need to decorate and set up, this is the time to do that from 1 to 4. So that's going to be an important time. And we'll get you more details about where to get your shirt and get all that stuff as well. We're doing theme days this year. So those theme days are going to be fun. We've got like Hawaiian Luau Day on Tuesday, Sunglasses Day on Wednesday. Thursday is VBC Shirt and Crazy Sock Day, so more information about those coming, but we'd love for you to really push that with the kids that you're in, for you to take part and just have a great time with that. Oh, take home postcards, the next thing. Each day, your kids that you're working with will have these postcards to take home. They're super fun. They look like a real postcard, has the theme of the day, a QR code to watch some more of our VBC videos, and this is just a great way for families to connect to what we're doing here at VBC during the week. So I just really, if you are in the room or a small group where these need to be handed out, to make sure they get out. Also, as I kind of wrap up my part, I just want you to make sure that you keep tabs on your email during the weeks leading up to VBC. You've watched this, you've checked out this email, there are more emails coming. If you just keep tabs on those emails, we got more information coming. This will really help you know what's going on and stay in the loop. So, if you have any questions, feel free to drop me an email, nick.ransom@cor.org. You obviously have that because I sent you this email to watch this video. Thank you so much for being a part of VBC this summer. You are amazing. I can't wait to work with you. It's going to be a great beach bash. And now we are moving on to a little segment with Marna, and following that with breakouts that you'll click on depending on where you are serving. Have a great day. I'll see you soon.
Let's jump in and just talk about behavior, your own behavior. So your own behavior is really important to just set the tone in the classroom. So a couple of things there, just be aware of your own behavior and then be confident with the kiddos. Be enthusiastic. You'll hear the enthusiasm and the cheerleading theme throughout these few slides that I'm gonna do. Enthusiasm, you set the tone in the classroom, like I said earlier. Be firm but kind, and I think as a classroom leader, if you've done this before, you will know that that is very important. And then just really important, be a good role model. So any kid follows the leader, right? They follow the leader all the time. So you again, if you set the good example in the classroom, then they will follow that. All right, moving on to some communication. tips. So, if you have a lack of communication, whether it is a lack of listening or a lack of for them to communicate with you, then that will lead to behavior. That is probably the first consequence or the first reason for bad behavior is the lack of communication. Thank you, Mike. I can actually see the, the slides over there, so I can just put this right over there. All right, so a couple of things for communication. And I'm so glad that Nick mentioned this earlier, to set expectations in the classroom when possible. And it's absolutely correct that you want to keep that expectations short and sweet. So maybe if you can't set expectations at the beginning of the day of your class, if you don't have time for that, maybe find some time before each activity and just, set the expectation for the activity. We will stay off the tables, or we will go to snack and we will walk in a quiet line to the snack, just something like that. Use positive statements. So in other words, state something that they can do as opposed to something that they can't or shouldn't do. For example, let's keep our hands to ourselves instead of saying, don't hit your friend. Or let's keep the crayons on the table instead of saying, don't throw the crayons on the floor. So try and be creative in those statements and use positive statements as opposed to negative statements. And then be mindful of your own facial expressions and body language. Again, this kind of ties back to being a good role model. And so those are very important things to remember. And then again, just be strong and confident, but also be kind in your communication. All right, so moving on to a little bit of behavior management. And I do want to just state that we will have one-on-one support for those kiddos that ask to have one-on-one support. So you don't necessarily have to either memorize all of these things, or there will be another training for those one-on-one support folks with that will be assigned to specific campers. And so they will have a little bit more in-depth training. So this is just really high level for you guys. So again, the same theme about being aware of your own attitude and your behavior and being enthusiastic and being a cheerleader. Again, model that good behavior, and then also appropriate ways to respond to, a scenario. So for example, it looks like you feel mad about this not being your turn. So how about we take a break and maybe take some deep breaths instead of, maybe, I know you won't be scolding the kids, but, using, again, that negative communication with them. And then also participate with the child or with the camper in their activities, as opposed to, sitting at the table and giving them directions. All right, so just a little bit more on behavior. And Nick also said this, is to learn from your child and observe the camper. Because you know what, there could be stuff that you learn from them on Monday that you can use on Tuesday or Wednesday as motivation to get things done from them. So for example, if you know that they just love their snack time, then you can say that if you do this activity now, or if we can do craft now, then we can go and have snack. Or if they enjoy their outdoor activities, then you can use that as a motivation to maybe get some good behavior out of them. So unwanted behavior. We're using the concept of redirection as opposed to giving attention to that improper behavior. I usually like the two-option approach. So for example, if they are having unwanted behavior, you can say, you know what? I will give you two options of things to do. Either one, you participate in the current activity, or two, and then your second option could be something like, that maybe that they will not like it all that much. so that you can motivate them to participate in the activity. So, just to avoid distraction in the group. I will also say that if you happen to have a child that maybe on the first couple of days they're shy and they prefer maybe to sit in the corner or in the back, I would say that you can encourage them once or twice to participate in an activity, but don't force them to do that, because you may use that break that they're taking as a motivation for another child to stop their unwanted behavior. And then that would be a little bit of an unfairness in treating the campers, right? So you can expect one child to participate in the activity, but then you give another child the option to sit in the corner for them to have a break. So just be smart about, giving those options to the children. I hope that was clear. All right, some final thoughts. Oh my goodness, I love just being enthusiastic and being a cheerleader. Encourage participation. Obviously, I don't think that you are here to not do that. Say something like, would you like to raise your hand and answer the question? Some of the kiddos are just really shy, and I think, again, that too, but just encourage them to participate in all of the activities. Positive reinforcement. Oh my goodness, this is so important. So just praise anything that they do good. So, if they did great in their craft, my goodness, you colored such a beautiful picture, or, you are a great leader walking in this line, or look at how quiet you are walking. This is just great. So just encourage that positive behavior as well. Encourage independence. Sometimes we get impatient with a camper not finishing a project, and I would just say that give them the chance to do that. Maybe ask them before you're doing it on their behalf, maybe just ask them to show you what they can do. And then, for example, if they are, trying to cut with scissors or using glue, just ask them maybe to show you if they can do that first before you do that on their behalf. Quiet areas. So we talked a little bit at the previous slide about using those quiet areas and allowing the kid to maybe sit in the corner. And so make use of that. And we always just say be patient. So, there's just some things that we just not always can figure out and can handle, and just be patient. It'll work itself out.
Hello, camp leaders. My name is Amy, and I am so glad that you said yes to the invitation to be one of our Bible camp leaders. If you're serving in one of our pre-K and younger classes, I'm going to be your tour guide today, giving you some tips on what you need to know to make this the best beach bash ever. In order to have a great time at the beach, it's important to be prepared. So I thought maybe we would fill up my beach bag with some things that we might need for Bible Camp Week. And doing that, it's important to be prepared for the beach and also for the beach bash. So we want you to be prepared too. So ways you can do that. Number one, make sure that you're in contact with the other leaders that are in your group. A great time to do that would be on that Sunday setup day from 1 to 4. It's during that time that you can work on the doors and the decorations in your classrooms, and also plan what you're going to be doing during Bible Camp Week. Second thing that you can do is read through the lesson plans. By knowing what's going on each day, you will be more prepared to focus on the kids when they're there. And finally, start praying for the kids and for the week of Bible camp. I know I've been praying for each one of you, and it's a great thing to do for the kids. All right, so let's get prepared. The first thing that sometimes you need at the beach is a book. Well, hi, Blaze. Thank you for the book. This is Blaze. Blaze is going to be hanging out sometime during Bible Camp Week, something to look forward to. But this is not quite the book I was looking for. This is the book that you are going to need during Bible Camp Week. That's right, this is your attendance notebook that will be there. the Sunday before Bible camp. Inside, you'll find the rosters of all the kids that will be in your classroom. We'll also have allergy information, schedules of things that might be happening, maps of where you need to go. So as you can see, very important to keep this with you no matter where you go. All right. So the next thing that you might need at the beach is some suntan lotion. That's important, which we are going to encourage you and the kids to make sure you wear. In order to protect and keep us safe. And speaking of safety, there's a couple things that I want you to know about safety that you've already heard quite a bit, but the two things I want you to know is never be alone with the child. We keep saying that. You got your 2-person rule, so always make sure you're never alone. The second thing that you need to know, especially working with young kids, is the bathrooms. The one thing that you should be super excited about is that you never have to change a diaper or deal with a potty accident. I know, pretty big news. For the bathrooms, the other great news is downstairs, each classroom has a bathroom right inside your classroom. So that will be the bathrooms we want the children using. Now, when it comes to bathrooms, you do not want to go into the bathroom with them. Just encourage them to go in, leave the door open a crack, wait till they can come out and say they're done. If it deals with a potty accident or a diaper, you get to call me or one of my amazing staff people in, and they will come help you out with those situations. All right, so we're safe. We've got our lotion. We're safe. The next thing, very important at the beach, are our sunglasses. Thanks, Blaze. All right, yes, the sunglasses. Very important that first day when you're getting ready to greet the kids. The most important thing you can do is to remember to keep your focus on the kids at all times. That's right. As soon as they get ready to walk in that door, you're going to have someone there ready to greet them with a big smile saying, "Aloha, we're glad you're here for the beach bash." And then when they walk in that classroom, we want someone there to greet them. It's from then on that focus should be on the kids and what's happening that day. The other thing that we want you to focus on is your lesson plan. So I'm going to talk through that for just a minute here. You'll see on this front page, very important. You'll have your schedule and time of things that we want you to do during class, along with your supply list. Great news about supplies, we will have all the supplies you need when you come into your classrooms. We also have the bottom line, which is one of the most important things that we want you to teach the kids, along with a little note that we'd love for you to read. All right, so let's look at some of the fun things we're going to be doing during class. Oh, wonderful. Thank you, Blaze. All right, first thing you're going to have is this very nice little pail that we're going to kind of be your take-home thing for the kids. So the very first day, they're going to get their beach pails. You're going to help them put their names on it, and it's going to be kind of like their mailbox. So anything they need to take home with them, you're going to have them put in their very special pail. But this is very important. The pail does not go home till Thursday. So make sure you keep those in your classroom. As far as what's going to be happening in class, we have 5 basic things that you'll see that you're going to go through while you're in the classrooms. So you have welcome activities when they first come in. You want to get them engaged in one of those. The second thing is the friendship activity. That's your chance to call every kid by name and we get to know each other. We find that a very important thing to do with the kids. The next thing is we have our different, we're going to be digging into the Bible story. Each day we have a Bible story. You're going to have a Bible pail. We're going to get the shovel out. We're going to pull out some pictures, and they're going to try to figure out what the Bible story is about. So that's going to be a fun time. And then the most important part is we're going to do these really cool life application things called small group time, and you're going to have opportunity to do 3 different beach bash challenges. That's right, the kids are really going to get into this. It might be a game where you're stacking pool noodles, or it could be a really cool craft you're making. Just like our very fun pool noodle creature to remind you that Jesus wants you to follow them. The last thing of the day, once you've completed the Beach Bash Challenge, they're going to get a sticker to put on their pail. That will be very exciting. And then we always want them to leave with what we call our take-home challenge. Each day you'll have a postcard to send out with the kids and along with some things you're going to talk about to get them excited about that challenge. So that's what the day looks like inside the classroom. You'll also be needing to get your flip-flops on, and you're going to be wanting to be moving around a little bit. If you're in a pre-K class, you are going to get to go to worship time in the sanctuary. You'll also get to go on the rotations where you might be doing a craft, you might be doing a mission project, or you might be having some rec time. Be sure to refer to that cool book we talked about, because that will tell you when you're going and where you're supposed to be. If you're in a 4-year-old or younger class, you will have worship time in what we call Treehouse Park. There will be someone there that will be leading worship. You'll also have a time where you get to go to rec time. All those things, when you're on the move, what you need to know is you need to hang out with the kids, have fun with the kids, but somebody else will be leading those activities. Okay, as you can tell, you're going to want to read those lesson plans and see what fun things are happening. A couple more things. We know that sometimes the waves are coming, there's things going on in the classroom that get a little crazy, and so sometimes you might need a towel to dry yourself off. Just know that we are going to be coming around and we're part of your team. We're there to help you. Your teammates are there to help you, and just know that you're not in this alone. And I want to give you some tips on how to prevent those waves from coming. There's some things that you can do to help make the class time go smoothly. First, you can set expectations that first day. Tell the kids what you expect from them. Maybe give them some jobs to do. These kids love jobs. I know one of the main things they like to be is the line leader. So make sure you come up with some other things beside line leader, and so everybody has a chance to do a job. Don't give too much free time. We have a lot of organized activities for them to do, and that's always better. We know if you're in the younger classes, you might have a little bit more playtime, and that's okay. Know your times. I would assign somebody to be the timekeeper because you don't want to miss out on something really cool. And of course, we'll be coming around to help you out with those times too. A couple other things is it's okay if you don't get through all the materials. Do the best you can, but remember the main focus is on that bottom line. And you'll see in your packet that we are going to have actions that go with those bottom lines every single day. And the other thing is it's okay if kids don't participate in everything, as long as they're not being disruptive. Some of these kids, especially 2s and 3s, they do better from the outskirts, and they might be paying attention. They just might need to not be in the circle time at that moment. So again, as long as they're not being disrupted, that's okay. And one final thing, transitions, hard for this age of kids. So be sure you prepare kids by saying we have 1 more minute of welcome time before we do this, or we have 2 more minutes and then we're going to go line up to go, and this is how we want you to act while we're in the hallways. So transitions, very important to give them warnings. If you do those things, we hope the waves will be at a minimum, but remember, when the waves come, we will be there to help dry you off. One final thing that you have to know is that we want you to have fun. Oh, Blaze, I knew I was forgetting something. Thank you, Blaze. That's right. The more fun you have, the more fun the kid's going to have. So pay attention to that. You're going to want to participate, have fun with the kids, wear the fun costumes, participate in the theme days, wherever you're at. Dance, have fun. This is your chance to do that. And then also remember that you are the ones that could be making a huge difference in these kids' lives. You are the ones that could be teaching a kid about Jesus for the very first time. All those things are things that you need to remember as if you're having fun. So Blaze and I, we're looking forward to seeing you. VBC.
Oh, hi everybody. Welcome to VBC Training Beach Bash. I just listened to some surfing tunes there, so getting ready for a great week with the kiddos. So you might want to check out our playlist as well. So just a few things that I thought you might want to know leading up to this year's VBC Beach Bash. The first thing would be connect with other volunteer leaders. You'll be getting a list, so you'll know who those are and ways to connect them, but make sure you connect with them because it's important to be able to make sure that everyone understands what their role is and what they're doing on each day. Some of you have certain talents, others have others that you bring to the table, and so that's what will make you a great team. So you want to make sure you connect ahead of time before you get here so that everybody's on the same page, knowing what they're doing and what's expected of them. So the second thing you're probably wondering is about when can you set up? We call it Sunday setup for a reason. Sunday, the 16th of July, would be the day that you can come. It'll be after the 11 o'clock service. We'll try to get those kiddos and parents out of the way as quick as possible. I'd say it's probably sometime around 12:30. You can come in and find your room, check in, and start getting your things set up. We will have all kinds of things there for you. We'll have some supplies and things to help decorate your rooms, as well as this year, for the very first time, we are going to have a sample room downstairs, just down from our offices, that will actually be set up in a themed decorated thing. So some of you guys are really good at decorating your rooms, making them look awesome. Others of us kind of struggle with that creativity, so we decided we would put together a room and give you some ideas and start some of those creative juices going of what that might look like. So you can take a look at that sometime in the next couple weeks, as well as I'll take some pictures and send them out to you as well. So the one thing I want to make sure that you're most aware of is the most important thing that you can have with you during VBC and never to let it leave your sight is your trusty, handy Beach Bash notebook. It'll have everything in there that you will need, everything, including your schedule, which will be on the back there, and tells you exactly where you need to be, at what time, and what room. So this is definitely the thing that you want to take with you everywhere you go. Inside, you'll find some things like your overview, what the theme is, what the Bible story is, what the memory verse is for each day. You'll also have this awesome little list here, a to-do list for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and it will go through all the things that need to be done, the responsibilities, who's in charge of the bathroom, who's in charge of doing attendance and greeting, the offering, who's the Bible story person, who's the activity game person, who's doing just the take-home stuff, the closing stuff. I would recommend that you, again, when you talk to your leaders, find out who would like to do each one of those things. And you might just assign those tasks, and everyone does them for each of the 4 days, or you might mix it up a little bit and have you do it one day, someone else does it the other day, and so forth. So just work that out with your team leaders, and it will be a fun week if you do that. It also has some, after that page, it has some response or some descriptions of what those particular roles are that you want to take a look at as well if you're not sure about that. Some other things in your notebook is your, again, it tells your Bible story, your daily theme, your schedule, all the supplies that you will need for that. All those supplies, of course, will be in your rooms as well for each day. And then it will give you the lesson. Yes, we provide a lesson plan for you for each of those days. One of the most important things, of course, about your lesson plan and your schedule is to make sure you follow the timeline that's on there. Because we want to make sure, in particular the lesson, that we get through the story, the Bible story in particular, right? Says that is the actual reason that we're here. And sometimes I understand that things don't go quite the way you wanted to and you run out of time, but that's okay. Try to stay on time as best you can, and I think things will go well. So some other things that are in your notebook that will be handy for you as well is the maps to know where you're at, where your room is, where other rooms are that you need to go to. So you want to make sure to take a look at that as well. So what will happen once you start your VBC is you'll get those kiddos checked in. I would suggest you check in or be here at your room no later than 20 minutes before VBC starts. So that would be 8:40 each day. And if you could come a little sooner, that would be great, because some of you will have kiddos that you need to check into their respective rooms, and you'll need a little extra time. And so again, communicating with everyone on your team, we'll say, can you guys open the rooms so that we can take our kiddos to our rooms and be back in time before we can start. You'll want to make sure that everyone is on the same page with that. So you'll check kiddos in then, and you'll get through the opening activities. Other things they can do, you know, if there's things you'll give them, like a lay or something like that on that first day, that you'll want to get things going and get some stuff for them to do. And then the first major thing they'll do is they will go to their station time, or the first part of their station time, which is large group time. And when they go to the large group time, I really can't stress this enough. Make sure you get them there on time, if not a little bit before. Because if you ask anyone who's been to VBC before, one of the most fun things that these kiddos love is large group time in the sanctuary. When they come in there, there's cameras that are all around. Those cameras are flying around and taking close-up shots of them, and the kids are acting crazy and making funny faces. And so they love that time, even before large group time starts. They love being in there and feeling the excitement and being crazy and goofy and being up on the screen. So please make sure that you're there on time or before so the kids can experience each one of those things. Also, you'll be going to your station time, and in your station time, each day will be a different station, so it could be something different. One day it might be the craft station, and one day it might be the science station. Another day it might be missions. Another time it might be games. So each day you'll transition to your station time and be able to have the kids experience each one of those as well. So, and then of course the classroom fun, the things that happen in your classroom. I talked about the lesson, the other things that you will be doing there, including your snack. Your snack will be brought to you in your classroom as well. And so we'll work those things out for you of when things happen. And then of course the end of the time there, which will fly by super fast, I guarantee you. You'll wonder, where did the time go? You'll need to wrap things up, make sure everything is ready for the kiddos to go, and remind them, as Mr. Nick mentioned, this year's name tags are these little pouches that their names will be in, and then they pop up and they can stick their offering for missions in there. So make sure that when you send them home with that, I would make a reminder to them, or at least the parents who are picking them up, that you might want to put this thing in, or leave it in the car, or put it on the mirror, your rearview mirror, so it stays in the car. Because if they leave it at home, we'll have a name tag for them here, but they won't be able, of course, to bring their offering and all the other kids wearing their lanyards around their neck like that. So keep in the car someplace where they can make sure they have it, and they can stick their offering in it when they get their car as well. So yeah, so that'll be there, and then you'll send them off. Remember, we have 4 days of VBC, and each day we'll actually have a different theme for that, and you'll find more about that as well. Some just fun themes to make kids, that let kids come and just kind of like Sunglass Day, or just some fun themes that kids can get more involved and dress up and do some things that relate to the themes as well. So we want to make sure that you are prepared for each one of those things. And also, probably the most important thing that you can do is, of course, to pray for those kiddos. So when you get to your room, either before you're decorated or once it's decorated, take some time to walk around the room and pray over the chairs, or the supplies, or the things on the tables, the places the kids are going to be, and just pray over those things, and as well as being able to pray for your kiddos. You'll have that list of who your campers are on Sunday, hopefully sometime while you're decorating. Your notebook will come in, and we'll have your kiddos in there, and so you can be able to pray for them by name, or take that with you and just the list with you and pray for them by name before they get there on Monday morning. So really important thing to do. I have another person who will be helping, Miss Kathy McDonald. She will be around as well. You'll probably see her more on that first day, as I will be busy trying to put out some fires here and there with people coming in and registration and stuff like that. But we will check in with you. Kathy and I are always available. You'll get our contact information, and you can reach us by our phones, through email, or through texting, and we are there to help you and support you in any way that we can, both during VBC and leading up to VBC. Don't be afraid to reach out to us as well. So just keep that in mind. Again, I said 4 days of VBC. We do have a 5th night, which is on Friday, and we have a family fun night. All kinds of fun things and food involved. No responsibilities, but you're welcome to come. We encourage you to come. The kiddos want to see you at that event as well, and show their parents who their leaders were in the classroom. So come to that. We'll have some fun things going on, as well as the annual shaving cream party. And if we're lucky and we meet our missions goals, there might be somebody, Mr. Nick, who will get slimed again this year with a fun slime that I'll make up prior to that as well. So we want to make sure that we just have a fun time, that kids stay safe, they enjoy it, they connect, and that starts with you. So I hope you have a great time. Let me know if you have any questions. And for now, oh, by the way, also, you will get not a wooden one, but you'll get a surfboard in your rooms that you'll be able to decorate through the week, through each one of those days, and make some fun things with as well. So make sure, if you don't see your surfboard in your room, to contact me or Miss Kathy and let us know that you don't have a surfboard in there as well. So speaking of surfboards, hey, I'm going to grab mine and I'm going to hang 10. So I will see you guys at Beach Bash.
Hey, third and fourth and fifth grade leaders. My name is Mr. Nick, and I'm sorry, but you are stuck with me for this breakout session. So I'm super excited and super grateful that you're working with third, fourth, and fifth graders. I think they're some of the best groups and ages of kids to work with. So it's going to be a lot of fun. It's a great chance for some relational ministry, getting to know the kids. So let's dive in to what it's like to be a third, fourth, and fifth grade leader this year at the Beach Bash at Vacation Bible Camp. So the big difference between third, fourth, and fifth and the rest of the kids at VBC is the third, fourth, and fifth graders don't have a classroom. They don't have a landing spot, all right? Instead, we create small groups, and you're going to be their small group leader for the week. So here's how this kind of works. Shortly, you'll get an email from me letting you know who your co-leader is, right? And you'll be able to connect with them and talk with them, and you're going to be working together with a small group. And each small group has 2 leaders and roughly about 12 kids. And you're not going to know who's in your small group until Monday morning, because on Monday morning is when we put these groups together with the kids present. In 5th grade, we do it in the Student Center. In 3rd and 4th grade, we do it in the Foundry. And so someone will be up front with a microphone. One of the first things we do on Monday morning, that will be Todd Davidson in 5th grade. It's going to be myself in 3rd and 4th grade. And I'll be in the Foundry, Todd will be the Student Center. And what we'll do is we'll have all of you as small group leaders find your co-leader and then spread out around the Foundry or the Student Center. Then from the microphone, we'll give the kids some directions as to say, hey, we are now going to make our small groups. These small groups are going to be this number. They're going to be 12. So once a small group gets to 12 campers, that small group will sit down because they are full. You can grab a buddy. You can walk around and try and find the group you want to be with. If there's a leader you want to be with, you're welcome to go find them. All right, and then we let them go. And then myself and a couple others will be walking around helping kids find the groups. If there's a kid who's really unhappy, who didn't want to get in the group, and that group's already at 12, and we're like, oh, can we take 13? I'll come over and ask you. Todd will come over and ask you, hey, can we take 13? Oh, hey, can we come make a trade? Oh, someone comes in late. Let's pop them in this group. And we'll kind of play it by ear there. After about 10 minutes, it usually all settles down. We've all got it figured out. And then myself and Todd will get up on stage and just say, hey, is everyone happy? Did anyone not get what they wanted? And as far as a group or missing a friend, and if someone raises their hand, we'll go in and chat with them and see what they need, and we'll get it all figured out from there. So usually this has worked, and it saves a lot of time of trying to figure things and stress on the front end. So as we do this right at the beginning, these groups are formed. And this group of 12 or so kids will be who you'll connect with, who you'll do a small group with, who you'll rotate with, and it'll just be a great week getting to know. So I think you'll really like it, and it's a lot of fun. You have these small group activities that you will lead, and each day you'll have a chance to kind of go over that. And here's how it will work. When we meet first thing in the Foundry or first thing in the Student Center about 8:35, 8:40, we'll get a chance to kind of go through that day and go through the small groups. We'll have the supplies for you. You're going to get a bin with like random supplies that you'll need every day, like markers, tape, some paper, a Bible, and then a paper bag, and that paper bag will be their daily supplies for the unique activities of the day. So you get all that, you look it over, and then you get a chance to kind of talk with your co-leader about how you want to do things, and then you'll be good to go each day. So that meeting at the beginning of each day is really important, kind of helps us get connected and grounded and know where we're going. All right, so let me just run through the schedule for 3rd and 4th, and then I'll go through the 5th grade. They're similar, but there's some little bit differences. So in 3rd and 4th, they will check into the Foundry. All 200 3rd and 4th graders will check into the Foundry and once they've checked in, there'll be a few games, there'll be a video playing, and they'll just hang out until about 9 o'clock where we'll get started. At about 9:05, we do the opening in the Foundry, and myself, I will be on the stage, and I will bring people together, I'll get them organized, I'll say, get in your small groups, answer this question of the day, which you'll see some of that in your curriculum, like, would you rather build a sandcastle on the beach or play beach volleyball? So you'll check that out. There with the kids, there'll be an opening game. I'll kind of lead that. And then at about 9:25, we will begin our journey to the sanctuary to watch our large group videos, to do some praise and worship, and some mission announcements as well. So we'll do that all together. Then we will come back to do small group time. This is the part you'll lead for about 45 minutes. And we will have different spots around the classrooms in the Foundry area. We'll assign those to you, so you'll go to that room, and you'll have about 45 minutes to do these different activities with the kids. At 10:45, you'll then move on to at 10:50, we will break into 2 groups. One group of the 3rd and 4th graders will do snack in the Foundry and hangout time. The other group will go and do a station activity, which will either be rec, a game or 2 outside, it'll be our missions activity, or it'll be the craft. All right, so that's what you'll do. You'll rotate with the kids, and then at about 15 minutes, we'll flip. And if you did snack first, you go to the rotation. If you did rotation first, you go to the snack, and you go and do that then. And then you'll come back at about 11:25. We'll all meet together, and I'll be up on stage in the foundry, kind of giving some final instructions about what's going on the next day, the theme day, and all that good stuff. So dismissal in the foundry works where all the kids kind of stay with you, all the campers stay with you, and their ride comes to the group and checks them out from you there. And then once your group is gone, you're free to go. Now the beauty of this is if you have to leave early, you can leave your co-leader with the group because there's other leaders in the room, so we're not violating the 2-leader rule. Or I'm around to come join a group, and if someone can't be found, I can grab the microphone and we can help make that exit a smooth time. So if you check the attachments and the links in the email, you'll be able to see more of the curriculum and be able to look it over. So that is the 3rd and 4th. 5th grade, here's how 5th grade works. Now, before I get into 5th grade details, here's what I want you to know. The purpose of 5th grade VBC not only is for them to connect with a theme and Beach Bash and everyone's invited, but also to connect with Todd Davidson, our middle school leader, because in just a few short weeks, these 5th graders are going to be 6th graders and be a part of Resurrection students. So this is a great transition time for them, an opportunity to get to see the space, get to meet some of the leaders, and be able to feel more comfortable when they move into 6th grade in just a few weeks. So they will start in the Student Center, and at about 9:05, Mr. Todd will call them together for some games, some worship. They'll then watch the videos in the Student Center. There'll also be a time for you to connect with some icebreakers as a small group leader in your circle there on the floor in the Student Center, and you get to do all that for the first 50 minutes or so. Then at about 9:55, you'll go and do your small group time, and you'll have assigned rooms, and once again, you'll pull out your supplies, and you'll lead them through those small group time from about 9:55 to 10:40. At 10:45, you'll transition into the activity of the day, which could be the service project, which could be a game, which could be the craft, and that'll be a chance that you get the supplies and you get to lead that. Just another way for you to connect with your kids. I believe for game time, you might go outside, and Todd might be leading that, but we'll figure that out as we go. But that's the activity of the day. At 11:05, you'll come back to the Student Center, where we'll have snack and some free time in the Student Center where they get to play with some of the cool stuff. And just a little secret, 5th grade snack is a little bit better than the rest of the snack just because we want them to feel a little bit cooler. At 11:20-ish, Todd will call everyone back to the Student Center stage where he will do a final game, some announcement, maybe a few prizes, and then that will be it for the day, and he'll dismiss them. 5th grade is self-release, and so that means they can just take off, but I would just encourage your 5th graders to make sure they have a meeting spot set up so they know where to go. And maybe just be hanging out near the Student Center for a little bit to make sure everyone knows where they are going. All right, so that's kind of the overview. Once again, 5th grade, you'll be able to check out all your stuff in the email. Finally, I have what is a very rough looking surfboard, but I just want to let you know that each group is going to get a surfboard for the week, and on the surfboard you can write your name, come up with a group name, you'll get stickers with the theme of the day, and this will be just a great gathering spot and a gathering symbol that you'll get to use during the week of VBC. So you'll get that. It might need a little TLC because this is made of foam, but I think you'll be able to figure it out. All right, that's kind of an overview of 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade. More emails to come with more details. Please let me know if you have any questions. I'm super grateful for you, and I will see you very soon at the Beach Bash. Hey, Vacation Bible Camp station leaders, bad news, you got me for a little bit longer here. I'm going to be running through just a few things about being a station leader at Vacation Bible Camp. And first, once again, I just want to say thank you for leading the stations. Thank you for being a part of Vacation Bible Camp in this way. And the kids love the stations, so you get to have a great time doing that. So, just a couple quick things. First, let's start with the craft station. This is the craft for everyone this year. It's kind of like a sand art. So they put sand in a Ziploc type bag with some sand. They seal it up with glue dots and tape, and they put it in here, and then they can move it around. They get to decorate it. So this will be the craft. These will all be the supplies that you'll need, and you'll be good to go with this craft. Emily Donegan is your station leader for the craft. She'll be in contact with you, and you will be meeting up here on the 2nd floor of the Resurrection Kids wing. And that's where the craft will be, and everyone will be coming to you. And it usually will start right around 10-ish, I believe, and you'll do about 90 minutes of rotations of different groups coming in. And it will be like kindergarten, 1st, 2nd, a little bit, and pre-K as well. All right? If you are doing the mission project, I think I hinted at this, but about doing a pencil pouch made out of duct tape and Ziploc bags. This is going to be for the upper elementary. For the younger elementary, they're going to be making bookmarks out of duct tape. You'll also have a chance to watch a video that is made by Pastor Hugo from Malawi, just especially for the kids, so they can see where their money is going. So you have that, you have these projects to do, and you'll be meeting also up here on the second floor. Valerie Hummel and Tracy Lentfer will kind of be our point people for the mission. You'll also be in charge of collecting the money and getting that to the right spot, counting the items, and all that good stuff. And more details on that to come. And that will be about the mission rotation. The kids come to you, and you'll be meeting with them upstairs as well on the second floor. If you are doing the snack rotation, the snack is actually going to meet in the parlor. That will be the headquarters for all the snack, because all the rooms are taken, which actually might work because there's a fridge and a sink in that room. But you'll be delivering snack to kindergarten, first, and second graders. And we kicked up the snack a little bit. It's kind of cool this year. We're also going to be doing one day on Thursday. Our big snack is we're giving out donuts, but we're putting pineapple skewers in them so they look like pineapples. We're giving out popsicles on Thursday. On Tuesday, we're giving out pudding cups. You know how you can crush up graham cracker and make it look like beach sand, and it's like pour it on there with like a Teddy Graham on an Airhead Extreme. They can eat that like it's the Teddy Graham guy on the beach. So we'll be doing that on Tuesday. Monday is goldfish, Swedish fish, and a pretzel rod fishing pole that they are thinking about the story of Jesus calling the fishermen. So that'll be a lot of fun. So we'll have all those snacks there. You'll be delivering those to the different rooms at various times, where the leaders will then we'll serve the snack when it works for them. Let's see. Oh, for third and fourth grade, we'll be delivering it to the Foundry, and I'll have all that schedule worked out for you. You just be delivering snack constantly during the morning, and there'll be a little bit of prep work, so more information on that to come. And finally, the game, the rec station, that will be outside, and Crystal Lewis is kind of the point person for that, so if you're on that team, she'll be connecting with you. The difference this year with the stations is the stations for the game station is happening twice, so they're going to do games twice, they're going to do missions, and then they're going to do their crafts. That's their 4 stations. And so if you're doing the game station, you're going to work with Crystal to make sure the kids don't play the same game when they come out on the second time. Or maybe they do because they like the game so much. So that will be outside. We're going to work hard to keep all the game leaders cool, so there'll be lots of water. You take a break from being in the shade. We'll have a little mister to keep everyone cool. And yeah, it'll be a lot of fun. So more details on all that to come. Be checking your email, and there'll be a little bit of prep work, but nothing you all can't handle, because I believe in you. Thank you so much, and I'll talk to you soon. Have a great day.